Hello, all you amazing Like Mother, Like Murder listeners.
We just wanted to jump on really quickly and say that today we have a very special episode for you all in honor of spooky season.
We got the amazing opportunity to do a collab with another amazing podcast, the ladies of Twisted and Uncorked. And it was definitely a whole ass vibe.
They are absolutely amazing at what they do over on their platform, and we are so happy that we got the opportunity to work with them. Shout out to Alecia and Sierra, but without further ado,
let's get into it.
Welcome to Like Mother, Like Murder. I am Rachel.
And I'm Heather.
We bring you the good,
the badass,
and the crime.
This is Like Mother, Like Murder.
Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Like Mother, Like Murder. We are back with a very exciting episode today. We have the ladies from Twisted and Uncorked, and we couldn't be happier. This is going to be the fucking show today. So can you guys please say hello and introduce yourselves?
Hello. Hello. I'm Sierra. Sorry. I'm Alecia. Start talking. So we were like, what do I do with my hands?
Fist fight over
it. We've been friends since the start of this lovely podcast that's in your ears. So it's about damn time we've done this. And thank you so much for having us on, ladies.
Yes, we are so happy to have you guys here. It's exciting. We've been talking about this for a little while. It's happening. We are, by the time this comes out, into spooky season and hopefully bringing just all of the freaking greatness to you guys. This included. It's exciting. Today, we are going to actually have Sierra and Alecia bring an episode to you guys on our platform. So today, Heather and I get to sit back and enjoy doing no work and just fucking enjoying it and drinking.
I'm going to sit back with my drink
for it. Yes.
Sippity sip.
Yeah, exactly.
Some Twisted and Uncorked.
Yes. Heather, I see you have a drink in your hand. Do you want to tell anyone what you are drinking? You want to cheers?
So I've got another mom water and it's a Karen. But I'll tell you, this is how can I wittily say, is wittily a word? It is after your second mom water. It doesn't taste like a Karen because it tastes really good. So,
Karen,
I love it.
Oh, shit! You guys have drinks over there. What you guys drinking?
We do. I am in true Twisted and Uncorked fashion, drinking a glass of red wine. I've got my Bodacious Red Blend. It's a Canadian wine. It's my favorite.
I was going to say I've never heard of that brand, but
it's from British Columbia as far as I'm known, but I love it too. Keep waiting for Sierra to come out my way to try it with me, but we'll get there eventually.
Do it. Yeah. Do it.
Peer pressure.
I'm just drinking water in my Stanley today, so.
Hey, you rock that
It's been a long week.
You've got this. Drink that water. Someone has to drink water. Someone has
to hydrate before you dehydrate. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's got to be the mother of this group.
I like it. I like it a lot. So you guys, thank you for being here with us. We are so very excited to have you. And like I said, we are just excited to hear what you guys have for us.
Well, we took our Dark and Stormy crossover theme to a different level. So a big thank you to you ladies for doing this crossover with us. And all of that said, on our show, we like to start with some fun facts as a little palate cleanser before we get into the story. But we did it a little differently today because of our theme. So I have 2 fun facts about storm-related things. Sierra, would you like to pick one of those?
Yeah. The first stormy fact here is that from July 25th through September 23rd in 2001, red-colored rain fell down on Kerala, India, baffling the entire world. A few days before this blood rain started, people reported a sudden flash of light and booming sounds in the sky. The trees' leaves were smaller and wrinkled and burnt and falling off the trees.
Not good.
Yeah,
That
not
happens to my plants all the time.
True. Might be a problem.
yeah, definitely me.
It turns out that scientists finally found that it was actually just red spores from lichen-forming algae that gave the rain its unusual red color. But seeing blood
So it was
rain from the
raining
skies,
algae?
Well, the algae made it red.
that's
Which
not
is-
better.
No.
Well, you were like, it baffled the world, and I'm like,
At least it's
I'm
not
baffled
blood.
right now, so I'm just gonna
Yeah.
like, I'm part of that world.
How scary.
Right?
I mean, you can imagine people probably for real thought the world was ending.
Oh, 100%.
It is raining blood.
Yeah, right?
I mean, if you guys listened to part 1 of this collab, you already
Couple of
know I'm
Hail
freaking
Marys.
over everything. So trust me, if I saw blood red rain coming down, you guys,
Yeah.
game.
I'm not okay.
Done. Wow. Wow.
Agreed. Not what you want to see. Our second storm-related fun fact is out in space. So we love outer space. We love talking about alien theories. The Sply has got a death wish. I'm sorry. I wish she would get struck by lightning, much like the lightning that other planets are said to have had, like Earth, including Jupiter and Saturn. Scientists also observed bright flashes in dust storms on Mars, leading them to believe that there's lightning there as well. So we're not the only ones.
That's it. But so that's interesting, right? Because, well, I guess they technically have an atmosphere.
And, like,
It's just
weather.
not-
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not conducive to human.
Wait, tell me one more time the 2 planets you just said.
3 planets, Saturn,
Oh, I-
Jupiter, and Mars.
Okay, so
Also
those are the 3
experience
I'm
lightning.
not going to go to if they experience. I'll choose another, and that's where I'll be going.
If we
Sierra's going for the
evacuated
lightning
from-
and thunderstorms.
Absolutely. Well, we did an episode on, Sierra actually did an episode on it, but there was a theory that if you had a certain, what was it, with the children from Mars, that we believed that we were probably descendants.
Oh yeah, if you're Rh negative, then you're probably a Martian. So if you're like
I don't know that.
my blood type is O positive,
Yeah.
my husband's blood type is O negative. He's probably descended from Mars.
Interesting. My dad is O negative, but I
He's a Martian.
try to keep my life like my blood, and I be positive. Yeah.
I love a good pun. We also love a good pun on our show, so well done, Heather. But yeah, we just like to intro with some fun facts before we get into our story.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that so much.
We also had to input these fun facts because they're about storms, and
Yes.
we found a story today that is not about a storm,
But it
but
has
it is
darkness.
about dark. And it was too good not to share. So we got the storm part out of the way. Now we're going to get into the dark.
Nobody yell at us.
I think that the connection of the two of us, because we went really heavy on the storm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to come to our feed,
And
guys.
you guys
listen
are
to
going
us.
heavy on the dark. So, like,
Uh-huh.
that's how we're getting dark and stormy.
Oh,
There we go.
we're dark and stormy together.
It was meant to be. This collab was made in the dark and stormy heaven.
Aw. All right, let's take it away.
Okay, so like your story, our story also takes place, yours was in late August, ours is September, but very close. This is in 2008, and this is in Sweden.
Oh.
68-year-old Agneta Westland was a lover of all things dark and spooky. She was a weird person, like we are. Okay, look at my shirt. I'm wearing an OWG sweater. In Alabama, people give me looks. Okay.
Love it.
So she's also a very weird and spooky lady. She often enjoyed taking walks in the woods at nighttime. Like this was a fun thing for her. Nighttime walks in the woods with her dog. The woods weren't that far. It was by a house. She was fine. Yeah. She lived in the town of Loftahammar in Sweden. I don't know if I said that right.
You nailed it.
Sounded good to me.
I did not put pronunciation in here, so it's really my fault. You nailed it.
Our one Sweden listener's coming for you.
I'm so sorry.
She lived with her husband, Ingemar, and her dog. They did have 2 children together, but like I said, she's 68. Her children are grown and moved out, and they don't live at home anymore. So in this town, I'm not going to say it again because I think I did it good enough the first time, in Sweden with her husband, they were just, living the retired life. Walks at night with the dog and peaceful Sweden. It was a sleepy little town. It was extremely safe. But unfortunately, even in those really small towns, sometimes crazy things happen. Like the battered and bloody body of a local is found. It was, again, September of 2008. Agneta had left for one of her long, dark walks in the woods with her dog. But after a few hours of being gone, she didn't make it home. And her husband, Ingemar, was very worried, and he decided to walk through the woods on Agneta's normal paths to see if he could find his wife. And he did. Unfortunately, he came across the worst sight any husband can come to.
He found her.
He found the body of his wife. He was completely devastated and ran to get the police right away. Again, she was badly battered and bloodied, and he thought for sure, my wife has been murdered. Look at her.
Yeah.
But this is a really safe town, and the police are not equipped for solving murders. This doesn't happen here. There's not just murderers out on the loose in Sweden.
Even in the woods at night.
Yeah.
There's that, but then also, I mean, there's a lot of towns where things happen and they're still not equipped. So there's that.
Yeah.
It's true.
That is true.
Yeah. True.
Man, either way. Shitty.
So, yeah. They had a really hard time even thinking of, who could be a suspect? Who can we point to even talk to? There's not even any persons of interest. Agneta was beloved, and no one would have ever wanted to hurt her. There was no motive for anyone. And, he's usually the husband, right?
Yeah.
So he was the one who found her.
Yeah.
And he was the one who was accused of murdering his wife. And so Ingemar was taken into custody.
Quick question. Quick. Sorry. I'm so sorry. No, where's the doggy?
Oh, don't worry. I have a blurb about that because I couldn't find anything about the doggy, and it's very important to me too. So don't worry. So don't worry. I got you.
I'm trying so hard to keep present in the story, but my brain
but
is
is the dog okay?
Listen, the dog is not dead, but it is missing. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to say that the dog found a home somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold on. I'll blitz forward here to that little blurb. I said I tried really hard to find anything about the dog, if they were found or it went home, etc. I found nothing, so I'm hoping he was able to find his way back to Ingemar and that they are living a happy life together.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm there for that.
You're not the only one. I'm sure your listeners, I'm sure our listeners, I'm sure everyone is concerned about the dog.
There's something about crimes. If there is an animal involved.
Oh, 100%. Even movies. I'm like, I don't want to watch this movie anymore.
So again, there's no evidence to this case, but there's also like, we don't know what the fuck happened. Somebody did something terrible to this woman. And so they held Ingmar, and, you know, that was the only thing they had to go on. He sat in jail for 10 days while police investigated, trying to find any clues as to a motive or how he did this. But after 10 days, they found nothing, and so he was released.
And we recognize that many of your listeners are probably American, much like ours, or Canadian. And usually you have to have something.
Right.
To be able to
You have to have some kind of...
So
right.
it was just, like, it stood out to me. I'm like, 10 days? What the fuck?
Yeah. Because usually you can pull someone in, I think, at least in the United States, I believe you can hold someone for up to 48 hours if you don't have like sufficient evidence. Yeah. But that's max. 10 days is a long time with no evidence, like no
or dog cuddles. You know, like it's important.
and that's obvious in a bunch of other places too, because even think about like Meredith Kutcher, and so like that is something, or Amanda Knox actually, who was there. But it's like the fact that she was held long, like, you know.
Oh, that's true. She was there for like 3 days before her mom got there, and was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Europe is a wild place.
We're now picturing this poor man literally finding his battered wife and then going to prison for 10 days. Like, that's awful. Again, he was released, but he was the main suspect for 6 months. Police were keeping an eye on him, and people in town kind of already came to their own decisions as well about Ingmar. Again, there's no explanation. Nobody in this town would have done this to her. So the person who, quote unquote, found her must have been the one who did it. People in the town thought he was guilty. They treated him horribly. They called him a murderer. During the funeral for his wife, 300 people showed up, like, in protest and berated him and his family for you know, holding this funeral for someone that he had murdered.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What? Like, you're already going through
and so this little old man, like, come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
god. Really? She's 68.
Yeah.
And past. So, I mean, he's either around the same age or older, usually. Right.
Yeah.
I think I saw in our research that he was, I think I saw like a year older or a year younger. So somewhere in the same mix as her.
Oh, so sad. So there was actually one main piece of evidence that was overlooked, you know, because they were really confused as to how this would fit into the case against Ingmar. But this piece of evidence was a tuft of hair on Agnetta's body when she was found. Initially, they're like, well, that's the dog's hair. She was walking with the dog. But they actually tested the hair, and the results were surprising.
Not a dog.
Did not belong to a dog.
Oh, was it another animal?
Oh, Alecia.
The hair belonged to a European elk.
Oh my god.
And what is that, one may ask? Well, for whatever reason.
Ingmar.
Not Ingmar. It's not Ingmar.
God.
Important distinction.
Is that what they call their man there? Jesus.
It's not what they call their men, but it is what they call our moose in Canada and the U.S. So
we don't have moose in the U.S., just so you know.
Oh, are you sure? Alaska's part of the U.S.
Sure.
Alaska's a part of the U.S.
That doesn't count.
There's a whole ass Canada.
Listeners.
There's a to go to Canada to get to Alaska. It does not count. Okay.
There's a whole ass law about moose in Alaska, and the rule is you're not allowed to give a beer to a moose in Alaska, And you are not allowed to push it out of an airplane, which is...
Hello, Twisted Humans. Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cult, or haunting? Then this is the podcast for you. In 1952, there was a record high of UFOs reported. 1,500 sightings. There has been evidence of human sacrifice, devil worship, and it is haunted by more spirits than can be counted. A family of 2 adults and 2 kids reportedly saw a giant flying thing with glowing red eyes. And meanwhile, the family's nanny that helped Veronica to care for her and Lucian's children was found bludgeoned to death in the basement of their family home. I'm Alecia. And I'm Sierra, and this is Twisted and Uncorked.
So you know that it goes back to that whole thing that the only reason they have to make rules is because someone did it. Oh my God.
It's like that
Can you
episode...
just imagine being the dude who was like, yeah, I'm the reason there's a law that you can't give beer to a moose.
They make a lot of beer there.
Wait.
Like, people are being funny. But the
Wait.
one... What?
Did someone think it was a reindeer?
Oh.
Why?
He was like, I'm becoming Santa tonight. I don't know. We're going to go off.
I need to know what
Oh my God.
We need to look into the case. We need to find out about the man.
Sierra just solved why that's a lot.
That's 100% what it was. 100%.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, Sierra solved that mystery. I'm really glad. Guys, they're not real. Okay, they can't fly. We had an embarrassing moment on our show. This may make all of your listeners not want to listen to us because I'm an idiot, but I'm going to say it anyway. I did not know that a reindeer was an actual animal. Like, I thought that they were always elk.
Yeah.
And Sierra just, like, deadpan, like...
I can assure you that gives our listeners more of a reason to go and listen.
No, yeah,
Like,
because
if
that is
anything,
definitely
it was that.
something. But I'm going to be really 100%
smart.
completely honest. I did not know that because it's not like you run across reindeer.
No.
Right, in your normal day-to-day life. I never really realized they were real
Sierra.
until I was an adult. And we went to a zoo during Christmas time, and they had reindeer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I got to see a reindeer. Sierra made fun of me when we were in Cincinnati, and we went to the Cincinnati Zoo, and she's like, see? Reindeer, animal.
Yes,
Fuck yeah.
That's amazing. That is amazing. It's okay.
Yeah.
Trust me. That gives the listeners way more of a reason to go and find you. And also,
100%.
I mean, you've listened. I am probably the dumbest person there is, like, when it comes to knowing. Heather, what did I say the other day that you literally lost your shit? It was like English too. Like,
And I was dying because, like, when I re-listened to the episode, I was like, damn it, she cut it out. But probably for good reason.
did cut it
For
out.
good reason, because she said, is it...
She's going to cut it out now, too. She's editing this episode.
We're adding it in this time.
Heather, is this a pigment of my imagination?
Oh, that's so cute.
And she's going through, and I felt so bad for stopping her because it was like she was going through this really intense moment of, like, you know, she's getting to the end of the case and she's like getting to this crescendo of like how this case wraps up. And she goes, is it a pigment of my imagination? And I said, hold on. I need to stop you right there. Did you just say pigment? And she goes, what is it? I think for like a minute, I couldn't even like say the word figment because I was laughing way too.
Really, we just have to move on. I needed to know if that was what you really said. No. I've had those moments. People still make fun of me for not knowing the order of the planets like 70 episodes ago, so it's fine.
I mean, but that's hard, especially because in our lifetime we lost a planet. So
True, I'm confused. Is Pluto a planet or not, guys? Just give it a place.
if you ask my husband, he says it's a planet
Pluto
because he doesn't like the fact that they took it away. So
It's
Just my favorite part of
sing your song, Sierra.
Wait, sing the song.
It's not actually.
It's an acronym.
It's my very educated mother just showed us 9 planets, and that's the order of the planets. My
very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas, but now
you got that.
You can't do pizzas at the end because there's no Pluto.
Yeah.
But you can just say
my very educated mother
doesn't sound very.
No, because you got to do the 9.
The 9.
You got to say my very educated mother just showed us Neptune.
Oh, there you go. And then you end on the last planet.
I don't accept it. I like Pluto too much. Everyone can deal with that.
Yeah.
So moose or reindeer or anyway or things that may or may not exist as animals, according to Alecia.
You guys, don't push them out of airplanes, no matter what it is. Don't do it.
Don't do it. So my mistake when I wrote these notes, because Alaska is a U.S. state, I was under the impression that moose are hanging out in the U.S.
I'm just saying, we don't call them our moose. We just call them deer or elk.
So Canada's we don't have everything. Moose. Whatever. So elk or European elk or moose, they're all interchangeable here, guys. And they were not uncommon in the woods and surrounding areas of the village where Agneta lived. They were usually completely harmless. They avoided people altogether. But there's been a few instances where they've been aggressive and charged humans. But only when they are drunk.
The moose?
Drunk. Yes, the moose are drunk.
So this is why you can't serve moose beer.
That might be right.
They're
aggressive.
They're aggressive drunks. I mean, it happens to the best of us.
What would happen if you serve them like vodka instead?
That's still alcohol. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm just wondering if maybe they decide to like
said beer. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what if I
don't think you'd be arrested.
Alcohol instead of them getting aggressive, maybe they just start stripping off their antlers or something. I'm sorry.
No, it's funny.
I'm on my second drink, you guys.
Scandalous moose. Okay, I see you.
Tequila makes their clothes come off.
Yeah. Kenny Moosney. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm a huge country fan, so I'm here for that.
Please.
Well, if anyone's still here,
everyone's here.
Yeah, so much like humans with their alcohol, as demonstrated here, moose and fermented fruit react slightly the same way. They eat fruit from the forest, trees, and floor, some of which include fruit that have fallen, and depending on how long it sits there, will vary how fermented it becomes. When something ferments, it influences the body. Alcohol, we know the rest. Thus becoming a drunk
wine
and angry.
Yes.
It's like that moose got aggressive off some forced floor sangria.
Yes, exactly.
Floor sangria.
Oh my God.
I mean, create a drink, and the next
crossover. Yeah, floor sangria.
Floor sangria.
100%. Put it. Somebody.
I'm writing it
suggestions. Yeah, send us these suggestions, everybody. That's brilliant. It has to have cinnamon in it. I already know. Apples.
That's like the recipe's just coming
Well,
to me.
Sierra's our bartender. Start brainstorming here.
Okay.
But yes, it's not very often that a moose would react this way, but if they were, say, under the influence, they might be a little pissy.
I'm just laughing at myself because my notes say forest floor sangria. Also, what about moose punch?
Please tell me you're going to know what that means tomorrow. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Moose punch. Oh, we can do on each episode. Oh, it'll be fun. Okay, I like it. Amazing. Okay. So, yes. Drunk and angry moose. So a new theory was brought into the mix that while walking in the woods, Agneta and her dog came across a moose that was perhaps under the influence. The dog barked at the moose as it approached, protecting their human, as they do, but it also aggressed the moose. He then charged and pummeled Agneta to death, and the dog ran off or chased it off. And like we mentioned at the beginning, because Heather was very concerned, much like I was, about the dog.
I know what happened. That dog ran home to get Ingmar, sent Ingmar to go get her, and that's how he stumbled across her body. And then the dog just kept running as well because he just saw a moose attack and it terrified him.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
oh.
Well, I mean, that's happened in other true crime cases when a dog has come back from around.
100%.
Hey, brah, gotta go look for another.
Get up. Get up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. That's what I believe happened for the sake of the dog. But according to Goran Eriksson, animal expert at Lund University, he said it is very rare, but there has been occurrences of moose attacks in Sweden. There would be no other reason for the hair to be anywhere near her body. Even if a moose had just wandered on by and sniffed her after the murder, quote unquote, had occurred, a tuft of hair wouldn't be entangled with her. One story in Sweden included a group of European elks and or moose that gorged themselves on fermented apples before wandering over to a senior citizen home. Authorities arrived to drive the creature away, and after police dogs didn't quite intimidate them, hunters with guns had to come and scare away the enormous squid. So,
Going after, like, senior citizens.
what I'm picturing is drugs surrounding the building. Why? Who antagonized them? Are they like crows and they have a memory? Like you pissed one off at one point, so they're like, I know where you live? Or
You know what it is? All these senior citizens are really bad drivers. And at some point,
they killed
endangered
the moose. Or
a moose on the road.
A
and
relative.
now in their drunken stupor, they are ready to exact their moosely revenge.
No, the senior citizens home was a moose lodge, and that's where they thought they were supposed to be.
Oh my god, I love this episode. Oh, every moose pun ever. I'm here for it. So Ingmar was eventually acquitted and given all of the new evidence. And he turned around and just sued the police because they're like, you made my life hell for a long-ass time, falsely accusing me, the ridicule I endured in the town. And my understanding from the research is that he did receive some sort of settlement, although I could not find what it was.
Well,
but I hope he got
was the price of 5 mooses.
Yeah, I hope he got paid. Thankfully, this occurred in 2008 and not in like the 1900s before this type of DNA technology existed. Or it is very likely that Ingmar would have spent the rest of his life in prison, or worse, being killed for the murder of his wife via hanging or whatever they did back then.
And meanwhile, the moose would have just been like, they were like, yeah,
in the woods.
Shows them to the hanging, like he's just there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is some sick, twisted shit, Heather. Jesus.
Just like the photo of the
walks
town
by.
square in the 1900s and then there's like in the background.
I'm cropping that picture. That is happening, and that is going to be the episode photo.
We're really good at Photoshop.
Just to clarify, nothing is funny about murder, but everything is funny about moose being accused of murder.
Yes.
So I'm happy it occurred when it did for the sake of this poor widower. So that is the tragic tale of Agneta Westland. And now we want to end you with some safety tips about encountering a moose.
Oh, hell yes.
So the trick is to talk and make your presence known while slowly backing away in the direction in which you came. If a moose charges you or chases you, hide behind something like a solid tree or try and get inside a vehicle or building. If the moose knocks you down, curl into a ball, protect your head, and lie still until it retreats. So my guess is that Agnito was probably in the same situation, but it just didn't retreat for a long time because he was drinking. So,
well, and also too, like if the dog exactly, like if the
probably
dog
pissed
was
it off,
trying to
just protect his human, like yeah. That happened very similarly, not with a moose, but with a black bear with my parents. The dog started barking, and the bear was like aggressive when my parents were camping. And luckily, my dad grew up in a very rural area, so he knew exactly what to do. But it was super scary. Like, unfortunately, your pets try and make it better for you, but sometimes can make it worse. Even if there's no fermented apples in the mix, like it could just be the perfect storm.
The perfect storm.
Nice.
I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that's
I am going to admit that I literally just looked up like how common are moose attacks. Moose outnumber bears nearly 3-1 in Alaska and wound 5 to 10 people in the state annually.
She's still like, wait, I gotta get more coming.
Are moose in California?
Yeah, no, they're not in California. They're where I live.
They are apparently in Colorado.
Oh,
okay.
So that's scary.
And
So
Alaska
Sarah
and
enter
words says
on Alaska not being the only one.
We need to have like a moose map.
We share a fucking continent, guys. Some of our animals gotta go back and forth.
Yeah, but it don't get cold here like it does there.
It's true. It's true.
that was such. I did not in a million years could have ever guessed where that story was going.
I'm happy you guys
So
liked it.
good.
Sierra actually came
love
across it because our most recent special topic episode was a big twist in the case. And so Sierra was going to use this for that, but she was like, this would be a good Dark and Stormy episode for
100%.
So good.
And
I love it.
It's so sad that Ingmar had to deal with that. And, you know, I mean, there's so many things as we talk about, even on our episode on yours, you know, where you look at that person, you look at their significant other, you look at the person closest, you also look at the person who comes to the body, you know? So there's so many reasons of why I look in that direction. And also there's probably so many reasons you don't directly look at a moose. So, I mean, the fact that this just went that way is insane.
It's so
wow.
Agreed. All like some of the articles we used for our research, they were like, the moose is still at large, and I was like, well, it's true, and it's super funny, but like it still sucks the way that it all went down. So
Yeah, I know.
they like on average can live up to like 800 pounds. Like, can you imagine that coming?
Yeah, they're big.
Oh, that's like 4 very large humans. Like,
Yeah.
you stand no chance.
No.
Everyone just watched me do math there. So, yeah.
Sierra's the only one getting away because she went to the gym 5 times in a week. So the rest of us are fucked.
Yeah, right. It's like that movie Without a Paddle. It's like, why are you taking off your shoes? I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you.
Have to out.
Sierra's out. Yeah.
I'm the one in the fetal position.
Yeah, right. And then,
Yeah. That was so awesome.
That was so good.
I went a different direction. So
You did.
I loved it.
And the fun facts and the thanks for those tips at the end because
I mean, it's very
going to Canada someday. So, well, no, I'm saying I'm going to Canada someday, and I might need that.
You got to come visit me. I make the joke that like where I live doesn't have a lot of wildlife like that, but I literally watched a TikTok like 3 days ago of 5 minutes from where I live, a black bear running across the highway. So I'm like,
No.
all right, I got no say in what's going on here anymore.
Oh my god.
I'll send you the TikTok. I'll send you guys the
That's
TikTok. It was
crazy.
really
Yeah,
cute. It
do
was
it.
like literally a block away from my house. I'm like, what's the black bear doing at the mall?
No, yeah.
He's looking for
They gotta
some
leave my house.
for sangria.
Yeah, he wants to get me. Take
It's
on the
secret.
new Twisted and Uncorked, like Mother Like Murder recipe.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is it.
What's that?
We're going to have that ready for you guys next time because we got some shit. We got some shit. This was fun, you guys. This was fun. Thank you so
much. And could you also just remind our listeners where they can find you?
Yes, of course. Thank you again for letting us be here and talk to your listeners. We are wherever you're listening to this, you can find us as well. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we also have a YouTube channel. You can watch our videos. Those ones are transcribed. And then we have our website, twistedanduncorked.com. We have a Patreon. We have TikTok. We have X.
All of the things.
I don't fucking know about
Still,
that one.
we might still be on
Instagram. Yeah, we have everything.
Nice.
You're like, if you
Nice.
search for us, you will find us. Like, that is it.
Find us.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yes, new episodes every Tuesday.
Perfect. And I just have to say thank you guys so much. This collab was so much fun. I feel like, Rachel and I are always talking about the awesome podcast, family and friends
You
that
literally said
that we
that
get
like
to-
2 episodes ago. It was so sweet.
It's so great. It's so great. And I just feel like we keep meeting kindred spirits. So we
Yes.
really, really enjoy having you guys on, and everyone go check them out. Twisted and Uncorked. And
For more chaotic
it.
moose
So-
energy.
yeah. I love the moose energy. We're bringing moose energy into our spooky Dark and
October.
Stormy
Yeah, right? Why not?
October. That's exactly
Next
that's
Halloween
exactly.
costume.
I'm no longer decorating with skeletons and ghosts. It is all about moose. That's what
It just can't be the one who's actually wanted for this crime. Like, we have to take out their
Right.
Yeah. Or make a wanted moose sign photo, because that might be kind of fun for Halloween.
That's
decor.
actually good.
That might be
That's
fun.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Canadian horror, we'll call it.
I like it. Perfect.
All right, Heather, go ahead. You're about to say something.
I was
fun.
going to say, so usually we end our episodes with our K Love You Bye.
I love.
But since we have our special guests, we are going to sign it off the Twisted and Uncorked way.
Plot
are?
twist.
I was like, were you not there when we did theirs there? Like, were you not a part of that fucking recording? I'm okay with doing theirs. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Well, I think let's just do both.
Yeah,
let's
keep it twisted. Hey, love
twist
you.
it and uncork it, and then we'll Mother Like Murder it, and then we'll do it that way.
Keep it twisted.
Okay, love you.
Bye. Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to this awesome collab we got to do with the amazing Alecia and Sierra, hosts of Twisted and Uncorked.
We mentioned it at the beginning of the episode, but let us remind you again. We are featured over on their platform and bring you a Dark and Stormy episode as well.
We do bring a crime. It is mom-related, and it is with these two fantastic twisted humans.
So please go over to Twisted and Uncorked wherever you are listening right now and give our episode a listen. And be sure to follow and subscribe so that you too can get their weekly episodes as soon as they drop.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
All right, I think I hacked in. We're on the air? Shh, security's outside. But how's my hair? It's a radio station. Psst. Psst. You guys hear about the Beyond the Shadows podcast with Ryan and Scott? You guys into paranormal? What about true crime? How about UFOs and cryptids? We also have mad hauntings. We got security. No, we don't. We're not big enough to need it yet. No, we got security.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Get out of here! Listen to the Beyond the Shadows podcast. Beyond the Shadows!